Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land. A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded, the symbol of the curse, an augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar? No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame, your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate, the fate of the cursed.
Guys, welcome to Dark Souls 2. Wow, it's been a long time. I've been waiting for this game to come out for the PC, and I've been really skeptical. I've been thinking whether this was actually going to be anything better than the PlayStation 3 version of the game. And I can tell you straight up, this game's graphics, this game's FPS, just everything about this version of Dark Souls 2 just makes me so happy. I am so unbelievably happy with this. And oh, wow, it's fantastic. It's so smooth. everything about it is just crazy, amazing. The only thing that I would like to do, I'd like an option to get rid of the mouse cursor, but I don't think you can do that, which is kind of annoying at the moment, but there'll be mods for that out in a good week, I'd probably say. Maybe in a couple of days, maybe. Anyway, yes, so welcome to the Dark Souls 2 playthrough. This first playthrough I might maybe talk a little bit of the lore, but I don't think I will delve too much into it. This character will be I'm thinking just a strength build, but yeah, I'm really not too sure. I don't really know what to do with the character. I've got another character at the moment in the background, and he's going to be my mage, and I may do some PvP videos of him later on at some point once I've perfected his build. But for now, we are going to we're actually going to make a girl character this playthrough, and we're going to go through Dark Souls 2. I've played through this game twice already, so I know quite a lot about the game, and I just love it. I physically, when I was playing the PS3 version, and you know, the frame rate wasn't incredibly great, but even so, I had to still deal with it because the game is just so good. It's just, I just can't get over it. It's such a great game. Anyway, we're gonna go straight into cutscene here, and we're gonna talk to the bonfire keepers. Here we go.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face. The face of the curse.
It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them. Hollows prey upon men, feast upon their souls. This is the fate of the cursed.
So these lovely ladies are talking about the curse that basically
What is your name?
that takes over all men inside Dark Souls, and basically what happens in this game is when you die, you don't actually become you don't die. You don't die. You become an undead. The only problem with that, of course, is the fact that you generally cannot die, and as such, you eventually get to the point where you actually lose yourself. You lose your humanity. You become something that you are not. You lose your brain. You lose your mind, and you become something called a hollow, which is not yourself. You are generally not yourself. Anyway, let's move on from that. We are now going to call our character, but we are going to be calling it a girl. We're going to be a girl character. So I think my character name is going to be Amy. I'm a sucker for the name Amy for some reason. So yeah.
Oh, at least you know your own name.
I do indeed, woman.
Here's your reward for sharing.
She gives me a reward.
It's a
This
human effigy.
thing. These are just the shit. Seriously. Human effigies are amazing.
Closer look.
Who do you think it's supposed to be?
Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
I love how they've done this in the game. This is actually how you make your character. So you become a... it's quite an interesting way of introducing the game. you become a human when she gives you the human effigy, basically. And we're going to be a knight because our starting class is going to be a knight. We always go for bonfire. I always go for bonfire ascetic. You can choose whatever you like. I might actually try a petrified something actually because I don't really like the bonfire ascetics. Yeah, I'm going to go for petrified something. I'm going to use it with the birds just a little bit later actually. That might be a better idea. Bonfire ascetics, they basically make a certain part of the map, a certain part of the game into New Game Plus. So it acts like basically that you're playing New Game Plus. Which is interesting. It does sometimes bring some new monsters and some harder challenges. However, it doesn't actually completely act as New Game Plus, because only when you complete the game, some monsters do come into the game that weren't in the first playthrough, basically, even with the bonfire ascetics. So we're going to go for petrified something, and we are going to be a girl. Our build is, I don't know, what do we want? I think that one will do. We're not going to make a muscular. We're going for, I think, I'm trying to think now what would be a nice sort of starting character actually. Let's make her, I like that one. I'm going to change the hair colour to like a black or a brown. Never really thought about it too much, to be honest. When I started this, I was so happy with the. That's kind of nice. I like that. I was so happy with this game, just generally being out. I generally thought it was coming out this Sunday, and it's actually not. So it's actually out now. So it just makes me so happy. That's actually what we're going to go for. We can go for advanced settings later on. You can change things, make things look better. But we're not going to faff around too much with that. We're going to get straight into it, and we're going to get into the next cutscene. So here we go.
People come here for the same reason, to break the curse.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance.
Well, you never know.
Cheeky ladies. So they sort of look down on you as if to say like that you're just another one of them, and it's interesting. It's interesting.
Hold on to your souls.
These four were the
All that keep you
bonfire keepers, and
fool you no longer.
they are no
You
longer
lose yourselves
the bonfire keepers. They are together. They should never be together.
over and over again.
Well, that makes me feel very happy. Thank you. Nice lips, lady. Nice lips. Didn't really notice them inside the PS3 version of the game because, yeah, graphics are better on the PC version. Anyway, so you don't usually get these items when you start off. These items are actually DLC items, and on the PS3 version, I didn't actually get these DLC items, so I actually don't know too much about them. I haven't seen many people using them, so by the sounds of things, they probably aren't all that great. But saying that, this weapon, this has got a, it's got a 90% physical reduction damage. That's not bad. We want to find ourselves a better shield with 100% physical damage later on. So for those of you that are new to this game, we have here strength here, and we've also got dexterity, intelligence, and faith. These are what we need for our weapon, basically, when we need our weapon. So say, for instance, this sword here needs level 13 strength and 8 dexterity. These at the bottom here are the scalings of the weapon. So when you upgrade a weapon later on, these will change depending on the weapon. We'll get to that at a different point though. Nothing really too important right now. I'm going to go with this shield for now. It looks quite nice actually. These are, I must admit, they don't particularly have the best stats, but they do look quite cool. Now, I'm trying to think. Shall we? Yes, let's talk to these ladies.
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveler, I know that you must have a story. Why else would you visit such a place? This lost, decayed kingdom.
What's confusing me here is my character is in a really strange stance. I've never seen that stance before. I reckon it's because of the actual shield. I'm going to try this shield. It's still put me in that. It's like it's put me into a locked shield stance, which is kind of strange. I've never seen that before. I don't know whether that's a PC thing or whether this is just generally bugging on me. But I've generally never seen that before. It's like my left bumper doesn't work, basically. I've always got my shield equipped and it's always in that position. I've never seen that and it's quite confusing. So this is what it should look like when you hold a shield, and then you tap the left bumper and it'll put your shield up, basically. But for some reason these shields don't seem to be doing that. They seem to be doing something different. I don't know how to get rid of that. If anybody knows how to get rid of that, then please let me know, because it's kind of a downfall if you're going to be playing with shields.
My name is Millibeth. The old women were once fire keepers. I am here to look after them. It is what my mother did, and her mother before her, and so on.
Very interesting. So yeah, so these three ladies here are the fire keepers. Now these three shouldn't actually be here. They were never meant to be together, because obviously they were meant to be guarding the bonfires. But they have gathered together, which is kind of strange. And this lovely lady here, Millibeth, is looking after them.
The old women were keepers of the fire. But now, the fire shows signs of fading. And the kingdom is beset by hollows. The old women are sisters. I am told there was a fourth.
There was a fourth. We met her actually at the start of the game inside the cutscene.
But now they are lost, scattered to the winds. The old women are sisters.
So she's pretty much got rid of her dialogue. Okay, so let's go up here. This is one of the first items in the game that you can get, and it's actually just a spare human effigy, which is very nice. There it is, another spare human effigy. So basically, whenever you die in this game, you become an undead. And the only way to get your humanity back is by using a human effigy. The bad thing about dying in this game is that you will lose a little bit of health each time that you die, and the only way to get that back is by using a human effigy. It's not as bad as what it was in Demon Souls, and I can tell you that, because Demon Souls, if you die, you lose half of your health, which is never nice. We're actually going to go back this way. Actually, we'll go to the bonfire first. We're going to go back that way first, because there's a ring that I want to get, and there's also a pine resin, if I remember rightly. So we'll light this bonfire. And one of the first things that you will realise when you first play this game is that you can actually travel to any bonfire in the game. This is an option that was in the first Dark Souls, but only halfway through the game. This is now a thing that you can do straight away from the beginning, and I tell you what, it's fantastic. So here you can burn the bonfire ascetics, which allow you to basically allow you to make the game harder. And you can also use human effigies, which stop you from being invaded when you're online, which is very kind of cool. It doesn't stop you, it does give you a less chance of being invaded, which is kind of nice. You can also tune your spells. I've got no spells because this character is a knight. But we might get some pyromancies later on in the series. Won't be anywhere yet, though. Won't be in the next couple of episodes or anything like that. These episodes are going to be about, I'd say about an hour long, depending on how I feel. But I'm so excited for this playthrough. I've been waiting for this for so long, so it probably will be about an hour each. So we're actually going to go to the right here, and this guy that we're about to fight is quite tricky if you don't know his moves. And I'll show you why. first things first is locking on if you use the right stick. If you tap the right stick in, you can. So you want to dodge those, and you want to get behind him. Wait for him to do that, and then keep attacking his back, and then keep on his back. It is quite tricky to get it in the right place. Yeah, because I'm in a blocking mode like that, you can see that my stamina is not going down. Is not coming back very quick. So as of such, I can only one-hand this weapon, which is kind of it's a very bad disadvantage actually, especially against someone like this, because you need your stamina. That's a very important fact in this game. So you just want to keep doing that, keep baiting him to do that move, and eventually you will cut down his health to the point where he dies. And he gives you the stone ring, which is a really nice ring to start off with the game. And it also here is a gold pine resin, which basically puts lightning on your weapon, which is really nice. So this stone ring, the beloved ring of a gallant, shieldless Lovren. I can't even talk honestly. Formerly of Ferosa, hits greatly reduce enemies' poise. This is a really interesting ring. Basically what it does is it staggers an enemy, so when you hit an enemy, it has a chance of making the enemy not be able to attack you and be put into a stance where you can't attack for a while. This can also be with you as well. So for instance, if a monster attacks you, you can also take that same poise damage. However, if you've got that ring, it'll increase your chances of doing it to the enemy, which is really handy. It may only be a small significant, it might be only just a small little bit with that ring, but it's still handy and it's still useful. So this area here in Things Betwixt is actually, this is the tutorial area. Now, we don't actually have to do this, but I'm going to anyway, just so I can show you guys what's around here and give you some tips and hints and stuff. Now, if you are new to this game, you can examine these and it'll tell you how to use it, basically how to play the game, which is very handy, and it is quite a kind of a nice tutorial. So that's the lock on there. You use the RS, which is the right stick. There we go. These guys are all really nice and easy, and of course we've got our dashing moves and stuff. Now, if you press the B while you aren't moving, you can do like a backstab, and if you then follow it up with a normal move with your weapon, you can do a forward slash, and also if you use the R2 instead, it does another different slash as well. So basically, you've got normal moves, which is your R1, and you've got the R2, which is your heavy moves. Now, this guy actually doesn't even like notice you behind enemies. Backstab. This is just basically a tutorial on how to backstab enemies. Really quite handy, because you might need that in the game, that's for sure, because that is a really important part of the game, is backstabbing people. Gives you a ton of damage to enemies, and it very nicely gives you a dagger straight next to the tutorial. This dagger is very good for backstabbing. I'll show you why. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. 411 compared to my normal broadswords. If I can even bloody get the hit. $178. So you can see a difference there. The dagger is probably one of the best backstabbing weapons in the game. However, the broadsword is more of an attacking sort of weapon. These guys are really nice and easy if you just dodge out the way and you have timing with to get away from the bloody hell, I cannot talk today. The arrows. So that's a life gem, just more of the healing items you get at the start of the game. Later on, we'll be getting our Estus flask, which we're going to be needing. Now, here is where we're going to use this petrified something, actually. We're going to kick down this door, this ladder first. Okay. So, basically what we do here is we drop. Now, I say drop, guys. Make sure you press leave and not discard. If you leave these on the floor, petrified somethings, small silky stones, petrified dragon bone, nice, that's not bad. We won't really need that till later on though, unfortunately, which is kind of a shame. So yeah, the small smooth and silky stones and the smooth and silky stones and also the petrified somethings, you can trade to this lovely place here. It gives you some nice stuff. So it's got an extra titanite shard. That's not bad, actually. Now, we can go down the ladder, but I'm actually going to do is get that soul there. Drop down. And we get a Soul of Nameless Soldier. There we go. Now, let's go to our second area. Enter the Mist. Let's enter the Mist. This place, let's see now. So that just basically shows you how to two-hand. I can't two-hand because basically this weird lock-on thing's being a bit of a weird... That was very strange. He sort of slowed down when he did that. I don't usually get hit this much, but there you go. I really need to sort that out, actually. Yeah, guys, if you know why that's doing that, please let me know, because that's... It wasn't doing it... It wasn't doing it before. It seems to have done it now, though, and I don't know why exactly. Auto walk, auto dash. Let's see. Strong attack, interact. Wield right weapon, two-handed, lock guard, M. Aha! There we go. We've got it. We've done it, guys. We've gotten rid of the lock. That's brilliant. So now we can two-hand our weapon without having any problems. Now, this game has a jumping mechanic now, which is really kind of interesting. If you hold the B to sprint and you press the left stick in, you can do a running jump. Now, it is still a little bit difficult to do a maneuver, but it's much better than what it was in Dark Souls 1, and you can do these jumps. Now, this is 2 amber herbs, which is very good for people that want to make is basically for people that are good with spells. And we're going to get this ladder now. Amber herbs, basically what they do is they give you 2 of your spells back. So basically when you use up your spells, they increase the uses again. Now, this is one of the important little tricks that you're going to need, and you will, if you play Dark Souls, you will know what it is. Basically, this guy, he doesn't have a clue that we're above him. If we jump on top of him and press the normal button, we can get a really nice jump on him, get loads more damage. And I'm not used to the broadsword at all. This is such a strange weapon to use. We're going to be going for probably rather the bastard sword or the long sword. I'm not particularly sure what I fancy with this playthrough, actually. I would like to maybe even try the halberd for once, actually. This would be kind of nice. You can roll through that, make things a little bit easier, by the way, guys. It does help out. So, this item here is a cracked red eye orb, and what it does is it allows you to invade other people's worlds in the game. It's good because it's an early on item, that one is. You can get that just there. It's kind of nice if you want to invade someone early, but if you're not ready to invade someone, then it's a bit of a... I don't know. Personally, I'm not one for invasions that much. I prefer to be invaded or just to co-op it out, to be honest. But I will do some invasions at some point, definitely. However, we are now on to our third mist fog. Let's go through into our mist fog here. Now this guy's an arsehole. Basically, he starts shooting at you, and you'll have no idea where to go. However, if you... that little thing there, basically what it says is, check your environment. Search your surroundings. If we kick this down, while being shot at, of course, we can get across. Little things like that. I want to dodge out the way of his attacks. mean, take him out nice and easily. Now, this next area is actually an ambush. There's a guy there sitting there waiting to snipe you, but there's also a nice guy here. So we're going to take this guy out. I'm going to dodge that move quick. Now, remember, be careful. This game, the fall damage in this game is a lot worse off than it was in Dark Souls 1. So you can really get badly hurt if you're not careful. I'm going to use another life gem. Now, down in this fog, there's a guy to the left here, which is not a problem at all. We can take this guy out with ease. There he is. Now, there's also one of these. Now, I say one. There's actually two, because there's actually one corner around that corner. And it's guarding a coffin. Now, that coffin, what it does is it basically, it's the only way to change the sex of your character in this game. And you can, once you kill these two, you can get that. Now, also, when you kill these two, at the start of the game with the nice little pretty ladies, I say pretty, the ladies, what the hell was that? At the start of the game, I can't remember her name now. The one that we talked to, she will give you a ladle, a weapon which really isn't really that great, to be fairly honest with you, but it's a nice little thing to have. We're not going to kill these though until later, I don't think. We'll come back and I'll show you that in episode, but for now we're going to get to the next part of the game. This next area is probably one of my all-time favourite areas in the game. I say that it's close, but it's still not the best. This is the area that you will praise the sun. Indeed, you'll see why it says praise the sun in a minute. This area is where you'll spend most of the game leveling up and doing what's important. So, praise the sun. For those who have played Dark Souls, know the Covenant, and yeah, this is why. This place is beautiful. This place is honestly fantastic. The water, the graphics, I love the PC version of this game. And my character is just like, yeah. Hi, how you doing? Wow, look at this. The graphics are just beautiful. So now down here, which no, not down here. It's a little bit further down. It is this one. We can jump down here and we can get that. And there's also something down there as well. I'll go and grab that in just a second. But first, I will quickly grab this one. Divine Blessing. Nothing really that important at the moment. Good if you're a mage, or good if you're just out of healing. So if we drop down here, and then we do drop down to this one, behind here is the Morning Star and the Cleric's Chime. I don't know where the chime is actually. Which one's the chime? There it is. The Sacred Chime. Good for miracles and people who are wanting to do miracles. And we've also got our Morning Star, which is, again, more of a miracle sort of build, sort of weapon. And finally, the Binoculars, which, if you are a sorcerer and you are working with magic, then, my goodness, is that what you are going to need in this game. It is very, very important. So, we got our second bonfire, and this is Majula. And we can rest at it nicely. So, very nicely, here, we need to talk to this girl, and this girl will give us our Estus Flask, and she'll also give us a bit of background information to the area, so let's listen to what she has to say.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
Thank you very much. There it is, the Estus Flask.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
So, King Vendrick is the character that we are looking for. He will, we will go see him in his castle towards the end of the game. Well, toward about halfway through the game. And we will go see King Vendrick. Now, what else does she have to
Bearer
say?
of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
It's a bit mean. Thanks.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls.
So she's talking about 4 bosses that are scattered around the world. And we've got to kill those 4 bosses and take them out before getting to
That hope will not fade away.
Dranlake Castle, which is where Vendrick will be.
Bearer of the curse, seek souls.
So she just says the same thing here. And now she gives us the opportunity to upgrade Estus Flasks, which means... which I'll talk about in a second, and we've also got our leveling up as well, which we'll have a look at now. So we can level up all sorts of different stuff here. For now, I'm not going to level up. I'll level up in a bit. Now, yes. So let's talk about the Estus Flasks. So at the moment, we've only got 1 Estus Flask. So each time that we rest at a bonfire, our Estus Flasks will replenish. Now, at the moment, they've only given us 1 Estus Flask. Now, if you are new to the game and you need another Estus Flask to help you along your journey, we will go to it now and I'll show you where one of the Estus Flask shards are. Really important and really, really good for new players. Oh, really good for any player, really. The Estus Flask shards are invaluable. They're just absolutely incredible. So if you hit this rock, which I failed miserably, you will get an Estus Flask shard. There it is. So that's your first Estus Flask shard already. And we can now go back to her, talk to her, and give her the Estus Flask shard. And then that means that then we will get 2 Estus Flask shards, sorry, 2 Estus Flasks each time that we rest at a bonfire. Really, really kind of nice.
Seek lest this.
Shut up. She's very, very chatty, this woman. So there we go. Estus Flask strengthened. We now have 2 Estus Flasks instead of 1. Fantastic, if you ask me. Now, quite a bit of this episode is going to be talking to NPCs because there is a lot of talking at the start of this game, and to get us into this game, we need to start talking to people. This little thing here is really nice. It's really kind of cool. In the PS3 version of the game, what this little thing does is it shows you how many deaths overall total have basically been basically how many deaths there are in total with the community. However, this is the PC version. Let's see how many people have died. Wow, 620,000. Wow, that's a lot of deaths already. That's quite a lot considering. This game has only been out today, basically. And that's how many people have died overall so far. That just makes me really happy, actually, to see that there's so many people that are actually playing this game. Okay, so let's talk to this guy.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate.
Irreversible fate.
This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Dranlake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Soldan. And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard that it was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls?
I know quite a lot about souls.
I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there.
It's very, very interesting.
Undead will never die.
This guy really sort of
Quite a predicament, really.
Introduces you to the world of Dark Souls 2, and how that basically we are, as humans, cursed because we cannot die. It's really cool. It's such an interesting little storyline. If you are new to Dark Souls, the Dark Souls series, you will not really understand too much about the whole story aspect of the game. Basically, Dark Souls, or should I say FromSoft, the people that make Dark Souls, they have a very unique and different way of storytelling, and it's not to do with cutscenes or anything like that. It's all very find out the story for yourself and figure it out. And they usually don't even give it on the plate to you. They basically they give it to you. They give you little pieces of information so you can piece together the story. It's very interesting the way they do it. But there is lots of different hints inside descriptions and stuff like that. And as you go through the game, there is a lot more to this place than what meets the eye. We've got a lot to talk about with this playthrough, because there's tons to talk about. But for now, we're gonna keep talking to this guy and see what he has to say.
There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls.
So again, we're talking about the 4 guys, the 4 bosses that we have to kill.
From here, you'll sooner or later come up against them.
Yes, we will.
Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse.
Really quite interesting.
If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now.
So basically what he's saying there is that the 4 bosses that we have to kill, or the 4 bosses that we will meet, these guys were once just like us. They were humans who got a curse. And as I was talking to you about at the start of the game, how when a guy or a person becomes cursed, they eventually lose their humanity. They could become a hollow. That is basically what these bosses have actually become. They've become hollow. They've become merciless killing machines that don't have a clue what the hell they're actually doing. They have lost their mind, and they've become, obviously, these 4 bosses. They were once really probably important people, and had a lot of power over other people. But because, once again, they were cursed, they became hollow, and they have rotted and decayed in various parts of Dark Souls 2. It's really quite interesting to look at it. Anyway, we're going to keep talking to this guy. This guy's got quite a bit to talk to us about.
Do you ever cry out for help? The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn. If you need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels? When you face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
So what he's talking about here is, this is actually our first covenant that we're actually going to join, the Way of Blue Covenant. And basically what this does is he will give us a ring. Basically, in this game, you can only have one covenant at a time, but he gives you a blue seal. So whenever someone else invades me,
that is a wise decision.
I'll get a blue phantom to help me.
But the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
Thank you, sir. So, yeah, so he gives us the blue seal ring. Increases HP slightly, and it also basically when it's worn, when another human player invades me, a blue sentinel will, a blue phantom, sorry, will join the fight with me and help me. So here is a soul of Nameless Soul, Nameless Soldier, sorry, and Life Gem. I cannot talk today whatsoever. This guy is in a bit of trouble.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door.
You mean that door there? Could you not just jump through the window?
My tools in here,
No?
seeing it was vacant.
Okay.
But now somebody's gone and locked the door.
That's a bit of predicament, that is, matey.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
Oh, why don't you do it yourself? That's a bit rude. This guy, as you can see, is actually undead. He's green. He's basically like a zombie. He is slowly going hollow. Very, very interesting. Try hole. That's very, very true. That's what I thought at the start of the game. Is like, could you not have just jumped through the window? But that's not the point of the game. Try death. Interesting. We'll be doing lots of that. Don't worry. That's fine. Okay, where should we go and visit next? We'll go up here actually first. I want to show you this, and I want to warn you of this actually, because I ventured up here on my very first playthrough of this, blind, had no idea what the hell this was. If you kneel here, this is actually another covenant. However, this covenant, and it will ask you 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times if you want to abandon your covenant and join the campaign, the Company of Champions. I'm going to click no because you do not want to do that. This basically makes the game 3 times harder than what it actually is. And if you go ahead and do that, then you're going to have major problems. That is also kind of interesting. The Homeward Bones, they are really good for us later on. They basically allow us to return to the last bonfire that we rested at without losing our souls, which is really nice. Which is opposed to the Dark Sign, which loses your souls and returns you to the last bonfire used. Which is kind of interesting also because that doesn't kill your humanity. It doesn't make you turn into an undead. It just gets rid of your souls, which is kind of nice. Where shall we go now? Let's go talk to... I can't remember his name, actually. This guy here, he's a... he's basically like a shop assistant, basically. Well, he's a shop keeper.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop.
Morlin, that's the one.
I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
So he seems to be in a little bit of trouble. He hasn't really got that much in terms of business. So it's interesting. This character, he sells really basic stuff at the start, but as you progress through his storyline, you buy more stuff from him, he becomes better and he gives you better equipment. We're going to buy the Silver Eagle Kite Shield because it has a 90% of physical reduction to damage. I usually go for this shield all the time anyway, so because it does look kind of nice. So let's continue talking to him. Let's see what he has to say.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here.
Yeah, why are you still here?
Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. A group calling themselves the Blue Sentinels have gained much power in Volgan.
Yeah, I'm part of that covenant now.
Can't even run a shop without their blessing. They claim to be working for the greater good, but it's absolute hogwash.
Oh. Okay.
By the gods, why the hell am I here?
So that's what he's got to say for now.
Thanks very much. And do please come again.
So once we spend, I think it is 10,000 souls. I could be wrong. He will expand his inventory. Chest ahead. Yes, there is a chest ahead. If we go up here, there's a lovely little chest here, which gives you a Titanite shard, remember rightly? Yes, Titanite shard. Very nice. Now, for those of you that are new to this game, really interesting, you can tap the circle button, or if you're playing the Xbox version, the B button, and you can climb off it. You can also climb up ladders really quick by holding B. Really, really handy in this game. So much better than the last game. So that's just a couple of little extras. We will now go talk to Shalquoir, which we'll do in just a second. But first, this place here is actually locked. We need a key for it later, which we will get to next episode. But first, let's go talk to Shalquoir. There might be something a little bit different with this character to what you expect. Yes, that's right. Shalquoir is a cat.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat.
I'll agree with you on that one.
Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalquoir. Enchanté.
Such an awesome character.
What did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Oh. Why, thank you. So, this character is really kind of interesting. She allows you to abandon your covenant. And it also allows you to see the ranks of your covenants, which you can level up, which is kind of interesting. We go to buy items. She sells some really good rings and some very interesting items. Some prism stones, which basically light up a path. It's kind of strange. It's kind of a strange item. Alluring skulls, which are very handy for later on in the game. We're going to be using those. And Lloyd's Talisman's also very handy for later on in the game. We've also got here the Ring of the Evil Eye, the Silver Cat Ring, the Red Eye Ring, the Name Engraved Ring, and the Ring of Whispers. The rings that I'm really looking out for out of these are the Silver Cat's Ring and the Ring of Whispers. We're going to be needing those two most importantly later on in the game. We will get those at some other point when we get enough souls for them. But that's just there for you to have a look at. Now we're going to quickly talk to the rest, to Shalquoir and see what she has to say.
This place is already dead. Everything will crumble and waste away so that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful?
Hello there, White Phantom.
This place is fascinating. We receive only the most peculiar visitors. Folk like yourself. It's enough to keep even a cat amused. Are you going to see the old ones?
The old ones.
Those four who have grown so incredibly ancient.
Again, talking about the four bosses.
They must have sprouted quite a thick coat of moss by now. For heaven's sake, no one even knows their names anymore.
It's really quite interesting. So she talks about the four
Nothing like yourself.
main bosses, the four
For you have a most pleasant scent that grows nicer with
as the old
each
ones.
passing day.
Very, very strange that she says that as well, because she talks about them being... No one really knows their name. They're almost alien, kind of, in sort of a way. It's really interesting to note that.
Nothing suited you, I presume?
No, we will come back to you. Come back to you soon, I promise, Shalquoir. So yeah, so there's quite a bit to note there. There's quite a bit of lore inside the start of this game. I wanted to really get all that out of the way with for the first episode. I know it's not incredibly fun to sit here and just talk to NPCs for the entire the entire video. But now that we've gotten that out of the way with, we can get on with the proper game next time. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time on the next episode, the next part of the Dark Souls 2 playthrough. Good day to you.